Joe zoomed in on his eye patch. I forgot Joe had an eye patch.
An eye patch?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Joe. That was pretty funny. What's up? I'm Kevin Braun. We're going to talk about 5 of my favorite spots I skated on Santa Cruz trips. Nailed it. So the first spot is a manual pad into a steep bank in Valencia, Spain. Yeah, it's probably one of the coolest spots I've ever been to. It's super smooth marble that you roll onto for quite a while until you get to the manual pad. And the manual pad goes slightly up, which is kind of cool. And it lands into kind of a steep bank. The bank itself was honestly just really fun to skate. Steep enough to make it like hard to roll up, so every little stall or trick you did on the lip of it felt good. Henry and Fabiana filmed quite a few things on the bank. Did a really sick front shove it to front pivot. That was super sick. Yeah, I think everybody was kind of messing around on it at some point or the other. It was just like a really cool spot. Yeah, I remember it was kind of tall to ollie up to the platform to get to the manual pad, but once you ollie up onto the pad, it's like the smoothest marble ever, like smoother than anything I've ever skated in America. I've seen the spot a bunch of times in videos before we got there, so I was pretty excited to go there and check it out in person, and I kind of had that trick that I did on it in mind before we even got there. And I figured it would be tough, so I wanted to battle it out. Tried it for probably like an hour on the first day and got kicked out. And then came back the next day, earlier in the day, and then got a little more time. Plaza was a lot less crowded that day too. And ended up working out. It's probably one of the cooler feeling tricks I've ever done, to be honest. It was fun. Pretty unique spot. You don't really find something like that in the wild very often, you know? I have no idea why it's even there. I mean, like maybe it's some type of art installation or something, but I don't know. It almost seems like that thing was made for skateboarding. Some of the homies we were on the trip with ended up eating paella like right next to it. Everyone was on like a hunt for paella on that trip, so it's cool. I think they got some pretty traditional Spanish paella right next door. Yeah, this spot was like a coping ledge and then it dropped to another coping ledge, and it's like another spot in Spain that just seems like it was almost made for skateboarding. I don't even know what it was for, but it was just super perfect for skating, which was cool. Similar to the last spot, I kind of had that trick in mind before we even showed up. It was kind of just something I always wanted to do, but needed the right spot for it. I remember I think I tried that for probably like 2.5 hours. Like it was a really, really long time, and I kind of felt bad because I was taking up a lot of time trying the trick, but I didn't know if I was ever gonna come back to that spot, so I felt pretty adamant about trying to land it. I think everyone was just kind of sitting around chilling, maybe having some bevs or something. I don't really remember. It was also towards the end of the day, and a lot of people got clips already, so. I also think that was the first back nose blunt slide I've ever filmed in my life, was off of the half cab crook to that thing. So that was kind of another little side note, I guess. I was pretty stoked to film a back nose blunt. I don't think I'd ever filmed any type of back nose blunt before, so that felt cool. Super tired at the end of it, and then I caught the wheel on the little helicopter blade and ate shit when I was done after I landed it, so that was funny. I think I always wanted to film that trick somewhere. I just personally had never seen anyone do it before, so I thought it'd be cool. But yeah, I didn't want to like try and learn it at a skate park because I knew it was just gonna take forever regardless. So I figured I'd just try and do it at a spot when the time comes. I don't know. I felt like I could do it, but I just didn't have the right spot to try it at before that, so. Yeah, the next spot is the over the block, down the 3 block in Harlem, in New York City. Yeah, that's one of my favorite spots for some reason. I just like the dimensions of it and stuff. I don't think it's skatable anymore. My buddy Frankie was telling me they tore it out or something along the lines of that. But I think the first time we went there, we were on a Santa Cruz trip. I think I was pretty early into the team still at that point. Yeah, I remember Joe, who was filming Fisheye, had an eye patch on. I think he scratched his cornea or something like that. I think this is like the first or second night of the trip, and he had an eye patch. I felt pretty bad for him. It seemed super uncomfortable, whatever was going on with his eye, but we were also giving him a lot of shit, and we were making a lot of pirate jokes, so that was funny. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, I think the nollie varial flip took quite a while. I think I just flicked a few over the block, realized I could get it over the block semi-consistently, and then realized that was the trick I wanted to try, because I think at that point quite a few tricks had already gone down on that thing, so it was hard to figure out a trick that hadn't been done yet. So yeah, I don't know, tried a few and ended up catching some, and eventually it happened. That one felt good.
Música, música, música de la República. Aha!
Thanks for filming, guys. The nollie tray flip was maybe a couple years after that, and I just got really lucky that day and landed it, I think, like in 10 tries or something. I remember I was just in shock because I never landed stuff that fast. I feel like anyone who films stuff with me knows that it usually takes forever. I think I just caught the right one and put it down, and it just worked out. It usually doesn't work out that easy, but I don't know, I got away lucky on that one. What's up, buddy? Yeah, the wavy bump over bar in Barcelona. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a classic staple spot you kind of check out in Barcelona, I guess. It's been in videos forever. It was another spot I was kind of just excited to see in person. I think I switched frontside flipped it for Instagram, kind of just trying to learn how to skate it one day. That felt really cool, and I was like, shit, it'd be really epic to figure out something that I didn't think had been done at the time. I think that Jaco actually ended up doing the switch hard flip too. I can't remember which one came out first, mine or his, but he did it really good as well. We had been out skating all day before we showed up there, so I was pretty tired already. There was a lot of tries where I didn't catch the pop correctly. You have to really like time the pop well on that thing, and if you don't, you might like miss your tail or kind of just flail your body over it without the board coming with, if that makes sense. So there was a lot of tries that it didn't come anywhere near close, and then there were some tries that I would catch it and just wouldn't be even like ready or something because I wasn't expecting it.
Dude, you got that.
I think Blake was like so pumped. He like was sprinting after me right after I landed it. I remember he kind of like gave me a bear hug. That was sick. Sommer did some crazy shit on that thing. He did a front big spin heel flip and the kick flip body varial. That was insane. He knows how to skate that spot. The biggest takeaway I remember from the waves is that it just made my legs sore because you're kind of just pumping like 5 or 6 of them or something before you get to the one you're popping off of. So it's kind of like a lot of like squatting up and down, if that makes sense. That's another spot in Barcelona. You're just like, why does this even exist? It makes no sense to me why that's even there. But again, pretty cool for skating. Last spot, the Seaside High spot. It's the 2 stair sets in a row. I want to say we originally went to that school for that, but then there's also 2 square red handrails, which I feel like it's kind of rare these days to even like skate a square rail in the streets. Jake did like a crazy trick on the smaller one. He did a no comply board slide. I don't think I'd ever seen anyone do that on a handrail before. That was wild. I don't even know if Jake had ever done that before either. It's classic Jake stuff. Henry filmed a really crazy line from the small rail to the bigger rail. He did the back 3 lip, I think like a tray flip and nollie flip, and then a crooked grind on the huge rail. That was nuts. I think he did the crooked grind like first or second try. One of the craziest crooks I've ever seen in person. Yeah, I front 50'd it a couple times and was kind of feeling it. I always wanted to film like a big nollie front 50. I always liked that trick, I think. Brian Delatorre always did them really sick back in the day. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty fired up because everyone was skating it. Henry, Mateo, they were all skating the rail and I was just stoked. So nollying into the rail, I was like either gonna get onto it or get serviced. So I feel like with spots like that, you kind of have to do your trick pretty quick because it's just a lot of stairs to jump down if you don't. I was just like scared shitless when I did it though, so it's kind of like one of those blackout moments where you just like do it, then you like look up, you're like, oh shit, I did it, it's done, sweet. And it's more like relief at that point that you don't have to jump on the rail again.
Joe, parents excited.
I don't remember how many stairs it was. Maybe 15, I think. Sonny. There's a lot of shit getting done that day. It was cool. Mario did a line down both the stairs. That was sick. I think Mario kickflipped the bump to bar too. That was crazy. That was like a really, really sick kickflip. I don't think I'd ever seen anybody skate that bump to bar before, which was cool to see. I think almost everyone filmed something there that day. It was crazy to see. A lot of heavy shit went down.
If you can teleport to like just relive that session, which one would you go back to?
I don't know. I'd probably go back to the Seaside High session if I could go back to any of the sessions again because that was really epic. It was fun watching Henry do his thing there. He was ripping that day. That was a really heavy line he filmed. And that was cool to see in person. So, just whining. What up, dude? You're fucked. That was sick.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, dog.
Honestly, like that
Midwest, baby.
that rail's